Hey, what's up guys? My name is Daniel and welcome to the 5th video of how to work with your burst wizard. In this video, we're going to show you how to change the delay from when it goes to burst to full auto. Right now, we have the burst wizard plugged in at factory settings. At that point, it will shoot a 3-round burst, but you can also hold down the trigger after the 3-round burst and it's going to be defaulted to 0.6 seconds until it shoots into full auto like so. So what we're going to do in this video is change that delay time to make it a little bit shorter, but also give you the tools that you need to make it longer if you want. So let's jump into it. Alright guys, now remember when working with any airsoft gun and whenever you're going to pull the trigger to program the burst wizard, make sure the gun is 100% safe and clear, the gun is pointed in a safe direction, and everyone in the area is wearing iPro. Be safe guys. Alright, so what we're doing here once again is changing the delay time from burst to full auto when you hold down the trigger after the burst is complete. Right now it should be set at a factory default setting of 0.6 seconds, and now we're going to change it to 0.2 seconds. Now before I go into the command module, which is going to be command module 3, I want to explain that when you enter in the command for the time, every time you pull the trigger, it's going to change the timing to 0.2 seconds. So for example, if I pull the trigger twice, it'll be 0.4 seconds. So in this instant, we're only going to do it once. So as always, plug the MOSFET into the gun first, enter the programming mode, which is activated once the battery is plugged in. We're going to enter command module 3 by pulling the trigger 3 times like so. 1, 2, 3. It'll confirm saying we're in the 3rd command module. Now we're going to pull that trigger that one time, saying that we only want it to be delayed 0.2 seconds. The 3 blinks you saw there confirm that the command was entered in. Red light means solid, and let's test it out. Alright guys, so now we have changed that delay from burst to full auto to 0.2 seconds like so. So it's a much quicker time between when it switches from burst to full auto. What we're also going to show you guys right now is how to completely disable the full auto if you only want to shoot in burst. Alright, so what we are going to do now is disable the full auto entirely. So as always, make sure you plug in the MOSFET to the gun first. And now we're going to enter that programming mode. Now this command is actually very simple. All we're going to do is hold down the trigger until the MOSFET stops blinking. The motor will actually rotate just a little bit, so don't be surprised when that happens. And that's going to disable the full auto mode. So here we go. It's also going to blink in between, and what that is telling you is the battery voltage, and that's stuff that we'll also cover in another video later on. So 3 blinks, 3 quick blinks confirm it, and now we should have 3-round bursts with no full auto. Alright guys, so now we have completely disabled the full auto, so we still have our 3-round burst, but if you hold down the trigger after, it's not going to jump into full auto like so. Now one thing I do want to give you guys a heads up on is after you pull the trigger on burst, do not hold the trigger down for more than 2 seconds afterwards, because then it's going to jump back into its programming mode. So if you guys like this feature, feel free to play around with it, or if you want to reset your burst wizard back to the default settings, click on the link over here for another video, or if you want to see more great features from the burst wizard, click on the link over here. Awkward staring.